Yo, Sanjay Uchiha here, people. Welcome to another exciting segment of Dragon Ball Super Reviews, where tonight we'll be reviewing episode 116 of Dragon Ball Super, The Sign of a Comeback, Ultra Instinct's Huge Explosion. A little disclaimer before, well, let's just get into it, really. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and support the channel, help me get to 100 subscribers and more, but let's get into it. So, honestly, I guess a little disclaimer. I've already said I didn't believe, well, Kafla should have been this strong. By right, I have said on multiple occasions in previous videos that I thought she would have been a strong Super Saiyan God Goku, a healthy one at most. But I also predicted that she would have become this strong as a result of the plot and stupid writing and all of that. But if you're out there and you're actually a supporter of Kefla being this strong, the only thing I could give you is that in a lot of cases with fusion, the base form of the resulting fusion is usually stronger than the strongest form of the component parts. So base Vegeta is stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Gotenks base is obviously stronger than Super Saiyan Goten or Trunks, and so on and so on. And if Kale is swapping hands with Super Saiyan God Goku, weakened or not, obviously base Kefla is going to be stronger than hers if we're going by that logic. That's the only thing I can give you, but it is what it is. So I must say my thoughts on this episode. It is one of the most entertaining episodes in the Tournament of Power, honestly speaking. The bullshit and all the sour points in the fandom aside, where Kefla and the power skill is concerned for her, it is what it is at the end of the day, people. They have made her as strong as base, as Super Saiyan God Goku. There's no going around that now. Honestly, the episode was pretty entertaining, as I've said. The art was an okay plus, and it steadily grew better as the episode went along. The choreography and the flow of the fight was pretty interesting, especially just, like, visually speaking, just seeing how they go about, executing and animating essentially how Ultra Instinct Goku dodges all of Kefla's attacks. It was a real treat to see, visually speaking. But I think one of the things that really gave me joy watching this episode, that my power scale video on which was titled, I believe, why Goku needs Ultra Instinct to beat Kefla, essentially, it essentially is confirmed in this episode. There's no need for me to change that video, that power scale on Kefla that I did. I implore all of you to go watch that video after watching this review or whatever. But yeah, so my prediction, my power scale was right on the money, and it's essentially not only confirmed through just watching the episode, it's confirmed through dialogue in the episode. Whis himself compared Kefla, and I believe this is before she even went all out in the episode, to the spirit bomb that Goku formed against Jiren, like, she's relatively speaking. So that does confirm on my power scale that she is stronger than a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku, even if he was healthy. So there's that. So I thought the power scale in this episode was pretty spot on with my predictions, and that that kind of just makes me feel good inside, I suppose. What was definitely good about the episode as well, that helped really set it in stone for me, is Vegeta observing Ultra Instinct Goku in this episode and flashing back to the training with Whis. And that the reason why this helps sell the episode is that it helps establish a sense of continuity essentially within the storytelling of Super itself. That feels like it's not something that we get often with this series, honestly speaking, considering it's so inconsistent more often than not. So there was that. And it does kind of shut down the notion that Vegeta doesn't really have any hidden tricks in his bag. And I mean, even based on the spoilers for, I believe it was 117 or 118, that did already confirm that, but just seeing it play back here, definitely good. Establishing continuity definitely helps to sell the episode all the way for me. But going back to the fight, honestly, as I've said, the fight really flows. I mean, most of it kind of flows more dynamically towards the second half of this episode. The first half is more along the lines of Goku powering up Goku and Kale, and it's even mentioned by Piccolo that Kale's power as a Super Saiyan 2 may even surpass Goku's power in Ultra Instinct when you use it against Jiren specifically. So that is interesting. You can see that it's it's really insane. Um, but something was kind of shut down for me here in terms of Keel's form. Initially, I thought it was a Master Berserk form that Kefla was using, but apparently not. I'm starting to think it's more along the lines of a hybrid between the regular and the Berserker form that the Master Berserker form that Kale has, which obviously allows Kefla to transform to Super Saiyan 2. That's where I got from it, which would probably suggest that the multipliers that Kefla has is way higher than what might have been in my Kefla power scale video, which rightfully so, because I honestly lowballed Kefla in that video in terms of the multiplier for the Master Berserk form. So that was definitely interesting. Again, I'm not saying that I believe that Kefla should have been this powerful. It in a sense it can be debated based on the point I mentioned with the base form of the fusions being stronger than the strongest form of the component, the fusees essentially. If you take that into consideration, it could make sense, but I still think it's more along the lines of bullshit. But we have no choice but to accept it. It's essentially confirming that Kefla in this episode really feels like a big plot point or an excuse to allow Goku to tap into Ultra Instinct again just to get a better feel of it on his way to fight Jiren again. That's really what it is, essentially. And it kind of does feel like the overall power scaling in a sense and plot, especially since there isn't really any major context where Khalifa and Kale is concerned really suffers because of it. But that is the reason nonetheless where I'm getting at. If you can't accept that, if you can't accept that the whole base form argument of the resulting fusion argument that I've been saying, that is a secondary point which I feel could be the major argument put forth in terms of just they're just powerful because of plot purposes essentially. But all in all, you gotta accept it, and for what it is, the power scaling going forward with the bullshit as a foundation, it kind of makes sense after that. If you kind of follow what I'm saying here, so there's that. And honestly, just seeing Goku go at it with Kefla is pretty exciting. There was this next point in the episode as well where they mentioned that Goku can't really use the full power of Ultra Instinct offensively, because he has to make conscious thought when he's attacking, which at first when I watched the episode the first time was kind of iffy, but I'm saying, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I mean, with the nature of what Ultra Instinct is, I can see that making some form of sense. So it didn't really break me or take me too much out of the episode to say, okay, this doesn't make any sense. So there was that. So I think like an episode by itself, like this episode really is one of the better ones in the tournament. We've had a few, but this is definitely ranking up there. And I must say, the music selection, even though I do feel that they're starting to overuse the Goku versus Jiren, that theme song, I'm not sure of the title of it, but I'm not gonna lie, whenever I hear it, it gets me hyped. And it really helped to sell the scene in the latter half of the episode. It's just really hype. And just seeing how Goku managed to finish off Kefla at the end with just using his momentum and skating off her energy blast with the Kamehameha and just ringing her out. If nothing else, I know a lot of people are glad that they're out, but honestly, it was really entertaining. I mean, if nothing else, Super can be entertaining when it tries, honestly. Like, logic aside, that's one thing I think Super has down pat. Entertainment, just for entertainment's sake. But with that said, Jiren does wake up to observe the battle, and it kind of you'd think Jiren, and they kind of confirm that Goku's gonna get stronger as time goes on, but you'd think Jiren would just eliminate Goku from now, but again, it's for plot purposes at this point. So there's that. I wouldn't be surprised if next episode Jiren just goes back and meditates. What? It's like they're just setting things up for him to quote unquote lose. We don't know how it's gonna go, but if I was Jiren, I would have ran on Goku already. Honestly. But there's that. Is there anything else I'm missing? Really and truly. I got the power scale down, I got the fight down, I got that down. Oh, and essentially confirmed, well, even though it was pretty obvious, but hearing Kefla say that she could probably just one-shot a universe is interesting to hear. Kefla is definitely the third strongest person in the tournament, or who was in the tournament, because they ran out at this point. Towards the end, we see Caulifla and Kale apologizing to Champa. Of course, this leaves the Universe 6 Namekians as the only fighters left for Universe 6, so it's going to be interesting to see how the plot goes forward with Universe 6 having those two fighters alone. All in all, definitely a pretty damn good episode of Super. Music was good, the art was okay plus, and towards the end it definitely skyrocketed to, I wouldn't say as good as Goku vs. Jiren per se, but it definitely did improve towards the end in terms of the action scenes. So that was good. Music selection definitely solid, got me hyped. Power scale, the build up to this point aside, the fact that you have to accept it for what it is, even though the plot overall does suffer because of them needing to use Kefla as an excuse for Goku, or even if you want to use the whole base fuse warrior excuse, it's still debatable. The plot in a sense overall still suffers because of it, but this episode in itself is pretty entertaining. But yeah, so that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you thought about episode 116. I personally enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to see how things go down going forward, because as we know, this arc isn't ending until March. So yeah, Sanjay Uchiha, rate, comment, subscribe. Definitely go check out my power scale video on Kefla. I'll leave it as a end screen annotation here in the last 20 seconds so you can check that out. But yeah, let me know if there's anything I missed in the comment section and we can discuss it further. But Sanjay Uchiha, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and probably look out for two major videos coming up. There are two collabs I've done with subscribers. One's a Naruto discussion and one's a Dragon Ball Super discussion. So look out for that. God, this episode was hype, honestly. It got me excited. See you guys.